Hey, welcome everybody. David Rutz here. We are live on YouTube and we are live in the huddle. I get to play quarterback today. I never played quarterback in high school, didn't have the skills. I was on the other end receiving the ball though. But anyway, I appreciate you all being here in today's huddle. Got some good stuff to cover with everybody. If this is your first huddle, welcome. What we do, we come together just like a huddle on a football team or a basketball team or a timeout. You come together, you get some belief going, you get some confidence going, you pat each other on the back, and you rock and roll, right? And that's what we're going to do today. I've got a little agenda I want to go over with you first. Let's start with what we believe. We always start with what we believe, then we go to a funding story, and then we have some sort of huddle prompt, and then we break the room and go. We call a play in that prompt. So, first of all, what we believe business owners are some of the bravest people in our communities. They sign leases, they hire employees, they pay payroll, they don't have guaranteed pay, they take risks most people aren't willing to take. Banks serve some of them, but not most of them, right? The banks can't help them. So when they're stuck at flat and they want to grow, they need capital to do so. Not a whole lot of help from the bank unless they've got a lot of collateral. Most businesses don't have collateral to put up, a building to put up, etc. So millions of good business owners out there can't get traditional funding. That's why we exist. We're not here to sell money. We're here to serve them with funding, leverage to grow their business, right? Funding is not our mission. Serving them is. Funding is the fruit. The root, though, is in service, right? That's what we do. Quick example of what that looks like. Client preparing to open a third location. They already secured traditional bank financing, but needed additional working capital to complete the build out with tables, chairs, interior decorating, etc. While they had a good FICO score, the challenge was their cash flow profile was really poor. They had some ups and downs. I shouldn't say poor, but sometimes their daily balance was below $100. So how much do they have room to make a payment if their daily balance is below 100, right? So it made it a struggle, but they wanted different line of credit and stuff, and we weren't able to get them a line of credit, but they wanted 95K. We couldn't get them 95,000 because, again, how do you make a payment when your average daily balance is below $100 many days? So despite all those hurdles, though, we were able to get them $50,000 funding offer. And it's a very competitive offer, better than any offer he's looking at right now. He's shopping us, but we're presenting the opportunity to them after lunch and talking to them today after the lunch rush, I should say. And we assume they'll accept the offer at that point because it's better than any offer they got. Of course, you can't always get exactly what someone needs, but you can get them staged funding. Get them some now, more later, right? So that's our funding story for the day. The broker on that is David Canrera out of that was a Mexican restaurant out of New Jersey. David Canrera. Congratulations, David, on that. And this is the first time I think I've called your name on here. So congrats on that. Well done. All right, let's move on to, and that's fabulous. Gives an example. They're moving for their third location. You're going to see the huddle prompt I have in a minute. It goes into that. All right, today's topic is called Inspired Initiative. This was inspired to me out of a daily devotional I read called His Highest, My Highest for His Highest, something like that. Oswald Chambers. I forget the name of the book, but very great devotional. And today's topic was, I call it Inspired Initiative. That's not what they called it, but Inspired Initiative. And that inspired me. Not all initiative. And if initiative means your first step, taking the first step towards something. That's what initiative is. All right. Inspired initiative is when you're inspired to take the first step. That's inspired. Then there's also human initiative, control initiative, where you got to make it happen, right? I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to go accomplish my goals. Control initiative sounds like this. I need to get a deal. I need to get some funding. I need to go out and do this today. I need to go talk to these many people today. I have to force this conversation today. I got to motivate my team to get moving. I got to inspire my team to get going. Those are all forced initiatives, right? Those come with anxiety. They come with control. There's a difference. The most successful people have inspired initiative. Why do we talk about service all the time? Inspired initiative sounds like this. I'm going to show up. I'm going to educate some businesses today. I'm going to call on some people today and make sure they fully understand what type of funding we offer. I'm going to take first steps in educating myself so that I can better educate a bank. It's inspired by serving others rather than getting something, right? One is felt and the other is felt. Which one do you think is better felt by the business owner? Which one do you think is better felt by your team? When you're feeling like I need to get them motivated, they're going to feel one thing. When the other one is, I want to help educate and inspire them to see if they fully understand this opportunity, find out if it's for them or not. For them or not. If not, okay. It's okay. I'm not going to get them moving. I'm going to get them educated and see if it's the right fit. Which one do you think is better received by the audience you're speaking to, the business owner or the broker? Obviously, inspired initiative is. Here's the key. The power doesn't come before. So when you're inspired, it doesn't mean you're yet empowered. You're inspired to take steps. Some people get inspired, but then they stop. They go, but I don't know. They second guess. I don't know what to do. I'm not sure. I will say this. Once you're inspired, when you act, you'll be empowered. So it goes from inspirational initiative, action, empowered action, right? Don't wait to be empowered. Move. If you're inspired, go. It's okay to not have an answer. When you're inspired, it flows. When you're inspired, you move. In sailing, we have a telltale. You've ever heard the telltales? There's a telltale sign. Well, that comes from the sailing world. On sails, you put little strings. They're little strings you put on your sails. And you can tell how you're catching the wind by how those strings. You can't see wind. You can't see wind. You can tell there's wind in the sail or not, but you don't know if you're really got lift, if you're really getting the great speed out of that wind, unless you look at the telltales. And that little string, if it's blowing up, you got to trim the sail a little bit, tighten it, and then make it go flat. If it's flowing down, you don't have enough wind, you got to loosen it and make it go flat. So the telltales, you look for that string. And if that string's straight, man, you've got your sails are set perfect and you're humming. Telltale signs. Here's a telltale. Are you inspired or are you using human initiative? Human ambition or inspired ambition? Pride fuels one, inspiration fuels the other. Which one do you think is long lasting? Willpower can get you so far, but his power gets you further. Inspiration always. So the telltale is, do you have anxiety, stress, external fears? Are you feeling tension? That's not inspired ambition. That's not inspired initiative. That's controlled human. Let it go. Go for the inspiration and be inspired. Why do we start with our beliefs? So that we can inspire your beliefs. So today's 2 prompts. Number 1, who do you know that a business owner you already trust that you want to encourage them? That's the first thing. Just a business owner you already know that you trust, encourage them. Text them, call them, thank them for serving the community. Let them know that you're a resource if they ever need it, but your job is to encourage them. That's prompt number 1. No pitch, just presence. Number 2, growth prompt is this. Who do you know that owns a 1 location business? Or who do you know that's got a crew that has 2 trucks, but may want 3? Or 5 trucks may want 6. So one HVAC company with 2 crews who may want a 3rd crew. What you're going to do is you're going to reach out to them and you're going to serve them. Think of one of those people and just reach out and let them know, hey, have you ever considered a 2nd location? Have you ever considered another crew? What if we could help you? So your summary is encourage one business and identify one who's maybe ready for growth. Reach out to both. Encourage one, inform the other. Don't try to control the scoreboard. You just control where you're rooted in inspiration, and then rooted in educating them. And then the outcome will be the outcome. It's really that simple. Move with peace, act with clarity, let the results flow on their own. Don't make them happen. That's our huddle for today. Break.